Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, and blessings be on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family and his companions. Respected Chief Digital Officer, IIUM, and Champion for Knowledge Connectivity, Prof. Datuk Dr. Nobi Bashar Idris. Respected Chief Librarian of Dar Al-Hikmah Library, IIUM, Madam Yusrina Abu Bakar, and the library's top management. Respected knowledge champions from the Center of Studies and Administration Officers, respected colleagues from other departments, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all participants and viewers. I am Maisarah Nordin, Library Assistant from Dar Al-Hikmah Library, and I will be moderating today's session. On behalf of the organizer, we wish to extend a warm welcome and thank you to all participants and viewers for participating in this auspicious session on building knowledge through innovative KM tools. Before we proceed, let's begin our session with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatiha. Ladies and gentlemen, besides Zooms, today's session is also being streamed live on the official IIUM Library YouTube channel. Even though we are conducting today's session online, hopefully all of us will be able to reap as many fruitful ideas, benefits, and information from this session. The attending links will be provided in the chat box in Zoom and YouTube. Kindly fill out the attendance once the committee enables the link. Should you have any questions, you may post it on the chat box after each session, or you can wait at the end of the session. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored today to have our speakers who will be talking about building knowledge through innovative KM tools that are IIUM Knowledge Portal or iKnow and IIUM Archive Repository or iArchives. All speakers are from KM and Repository Section Dar Al-Hikmah Library. They are Madam Norfatin Farhanah Zamani, a Senior Librarian from Knowledge Management Unit, whilst the second speaker is Mr. Ameerul Ashraf Saharuddin, a librarian also from Knowledge Management Unit. The third speaker, Madam Rasyidah Daud, a senior librarian from Archives Unit. And the final speaker, Ms. Farah Syazwani Baharuddin, a librarian also from Archives Unit. Without further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker, Madam Norfatin, to share on knowledge management at a glance. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator, Madam Maisarah. Respected Chief Digital Officer, Prof. Datuk Nobi. Respected our Chief Librarian, Madam Yusrina, and the library's top management. Respected KM champions from KCRM. Respected colleagues from other departments, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity today to share a little bit on knowledge management. Okay, hopefully after this session, all of us will get clearer understanding on what is KM and how it is important to our organization, inshallah. Right, so let us start. Okay, let me share my screen. Can everyone see my screen? All right, okay. So I'm going to talk about knowledge management in a glance, right? So these are the topics that I'm going to cover in this session, inshallah. Okay, so first thing first, we look at the issues. The issues faced by IIUM that leads to the implementation of knowledge management or KM in the university. Okay, so there are basically ada beberapa issues lah. So antara issues yang pertamanya lah, knowledge in IIUM is in silos. Okay, it is stored in repositories known only to some or only available to selected individuals. Okay, so contohnya macam setiap office dalam universiti ada masing-masing punya sistem or repositories. Contohnya macam library, we have the library system and then repositories that caters different kinds of resources. And then in finance, we have IFIS, MSD, for example, we have HURIS, and then we also have APAR. Okay, macam tu juga another officers. So, the system ni basically biasanya hanya boleh diakses ataupun certain orang je yang tahu. Tak semua yang tahulah macam mana kita nak access and apa maklumat yang ada dekat dalam sistem tu sendiri. So tu antara barrier lah untuk kita access the knowledge. So keduanya, workers who need just in time knowledge are enabled to know who has what knowledge. Okay, contohnya macam dekat universiti ni sebenarnya kita banyak experts dalam banyak bidang lah kan. Contohnya macam dalam kat kuliah kita ada experts in engineering ke, and then kita ada experts in architecture, in Islamic banking and so on. Tapi sometimes kita tak tahu pun siapa actually the experts and apa knowledge yang dia ada. So that's why importantnya KM ni, sebab kita akan cuba bring lah the users, connect the users to the knowledge lah. Okay, and then antara isu lain, biasanya knowledge-knowledge yang kita ada ni, kita tak documented kan. Okay, contohnya kadang-kadang buat sharing session, kita macam buat kerja-kerja kita kan hari-hari, tapi kita tak document kan kerja-kerja kita tu, workflow ke, kita tak ada workflow, tak ada procedures, manual guideline. So agak susah lah untuk kita refer in the future. Okay, and then antara isu lain ni ialah critical knowledge within individuals is lost when they leave the organisation or retire. Okay, contohnya macam kita ada ramai experts, tapi kadang-kadang bila expert sudah retire ataupun dia berpindah transfer to another department contohnya, and mereka tak sempat untuk share the knowledge. So the knowledge ada tend to be lost lah. Maksudnya the successor tu mungkin agak susah lah untuk meneruskan kerja-kerja tu sebab proses sharing knowledge, transfer knowledge tu tak berlaku. Okay, so antara isu lainnya, valuable contribution to knowledge sharing and transfer cannot be forced. Okay, so basically dekat dalam sebuah organisasi biasanya culture knowledge sharing tu biasanya susahlah untuk kita adakan. Biasanya sebab kadang-kadang setiap orang ni ada knowledge masing-masing, tapi mungkin sometimes kurang confident untuk share ataupun segan ke kan. So the culture tu mungkin tak berapa tak berapa kuat lagi lah, the culture of knowledge sharing dalam sebuah organisasi tu. So ni these are all among the issues lah yang ada kat IIUM yang membuatkan kita decide to implement the KM in the university. Right, so next, dekat mana kita akan tengok dekat mana relationnya knowledge management ni dekat dalam IUM roadmap. Okay, so basically knowledge management or KM, kita support the knowledge connectivity domain lah in the IUM roadmap. Okay, so this knowledge connectivity domain is championed by our Chief Digital Officer, Prof. Daud Nordin. Okay, alright. Okay, next, kita akan tengok our critical roles lah in KM. So untuk menjayakan KM ni di dalam sebuah universiti atau organisasi, ada beberapa roles penting lah yang perlu ada untuk menjayakan KM ni lah. So among the roles, the first one is Chief Information Officer, okay, which is diterajui oleh our Chief Digital Officer, Prof. Daud Nordin. Okay, and then the second role is Chief Knowledge Officer, CKO, which is the Chief Librarian, since the library has been entrusted to initiate the KM initiative lah within the university. Right, so the third role is the Knowledge Manager, which is the Senior Deputy Chief Librarian. Okay, and then we also have Knowledge Champions. Okay, this knowledge champion sebenarnya kita dah appoint satu representative dari setiap officers dalam universiti ni. Okay, untuk macam actually the roles of the KM champion ni ialah untuk lead lah the KM initiatives in their respective offices, and supposedly they need to report to us lah on what the KM activities that they have done. Okay, so the knowledge champions ni biasanya kita appoint dari kalangan Deputy Director or the Senior Admin Officers. Right, so lastly is the knowledge workers. Okay, knowledge workers ni basically kita semua the relevant staff ni. Maksudnya hari-hari kita memang buat kerja, and sebenarnya hari-hari dalam kita buat kerja tu memang kita create knowledge tanpa kita sedar. So yang lebih penting lagi sepatutnya kita share knowledge yang kita ada tu. Okay, sebab kadang-kadang kita tak sure, setiap orang ada knowledge yang berbeza. So kita tak sure bila kita memerlukan knowledge tu. So that's why pentinglah untuk kita saling share knowledge tu. Right? So basically kita semua ni ialah knowledge workers lah. Okay, so dekat situlah pentingnya knowledge management di dalam universiti. Okay, and then kita tengok sikit the KM journey in the university. Right, so we have started in 2013. Okay, at that time, the KM initiative has started and placed under the provision of CIO. Right, and then in 2014, the knowledge audit has been conducted lah. Okay, during this audit, we have hired the external consultant to conduct this audit. And actually, the objective of this audit is to identify lah what is the critical knowledge yang penting yang ada dalam university. Right. So in 2016, we have developed IIUM online COP, Community of Practice, okay, which is the IHikmah. Okay, kalau ada yang pernah dengar IHikmah, sebenarnya IHikmah ni ialah online platform for knowledge sharing lah among the staff. Okay, so tapi due to some technical issues, IHikmah ni no longer available lah. Alright. So next in 2020, year 2020, in year 2020, we have developed the KM policy. Okay, okay, the KM policy as a guideline lah for us to initiate the KM initiative in the university, right? And then in 2021, we have KM has been placed under in ICT Strategic Planning 2021 under 2024, which we focus on 7 main action plans. So these action plans basically is our plans to initiate the KM in the university lah. So the plans are number 1. Plan 1 is we plan to establish the knowledge management governance and policy, right? So we have develop the KM policy, all right? And then plan number 2, we plan to identify the critical knowledge assets for preservation. We have done the audit in 2014, and last year we also have conducted a workshop, okay, to identify the knowledge assets in the offices, in the respective offices. We have called all the knowledge champions to identify together with us among the critical knowledge assets in the university. And then we also plan number 3, we also plan to develop appropriate KM tools or ICT infrastructure. Alhamdulillah, we managed to develop some KM tools, which is iArchives, repositories, and also iKnow portal, which will be shared later in this session. Right, and then we also plan to inculcate the KM culture in the university. Okay, actually before this session, we have many promotional posters that we have shared before. We aim to give awareness to the IIUM community on what is KM is actually. All right, we also have conduct and organize some talks, forums, and call the experts in KM to talk about KM to the IIUM community. All right, and then plan number 5, we also plan to establish the KM roles. As I mentioned earlier, there's 5 roles in KM, and also the KM champion. We have appointed the KM champions, all right, to help us, to assist us in, to together with us, initiate the KM activities, okay, in the university. And then plan number 6, we plan to identify the best knowledge preservation methods. This one, we also cater for records management and archives management, and this will be explained later in this session. And then lastly, we also plan to evaluate and enhance the KM ecosystem. Okay, inshallah, we plan to gain feedback or survey to know the level of awareness, the effectiveness of KM implementation in the university soon. All right. So next, okay, next we go to the basic lah. So we see what is actually knowledge. Okay, what is actually knowledge? knowledge, according to Dr. Zabida, okay, knowledge refers to awareness or familiarity with the various objects, events, ideas, or ways of doing things. Okay, so basically, for example, if we are doing the, for example, the accountant doing the accounting task, okay, at first maybe she not yet familiar or really aware what is really takes to do the accounting task. So she may refer to many resource person, and then reference sources like guidelines, manuals, procedures, and so on. Right? Once she already aware and familiar with the accounting task, then she don't need to refer anymore. Okay, so at that point, there is knowledge. When she's already aware and familiar with what she's doing, and she can do it correctly and accurately, then there is knowledge, okay, that she has gained throughout her works, right? Next is knowledge management. What is knowledge management? Okay, according to also to Dr. Zabida, KM is about managing your knowledge in a way that works best for you. Okay, because everyone has different kinds of knowledge. So we ourselves should manage our knowledge in a way that works best for us. Okay. All right, so next, we see the hierarchy of knowledge, okay? There are some levels of knowledge, okay? So the bottom one, the bottom is the data, okay? The data is actually the raw data, only the raw data. It is usually almost meaningless because it doesn't has any meaning. It's just raw data. For example, ada list of students name, we have list of students name, but it's just list. What we're gonna do with that? Okay, it's just list. So it is the raw data. And then information is when the data has been described. All right, for example, the list of the name just now, we described the student which course, and then in what year, which mahala, which kuliah, and then it will be meaningful. Okay. And then that is information. When information has meaning, then it will be knowledge, because the knowledge, because the information is useful to be used in our works, then it will be knowledge. Okay. Lastly is wisdom. Wisdom, not really, not many lah have achieved wisdom, because this wisdom basically ones with the ability to predict the future, to plan ahead. Okay, knowledge with insights, right? Okay, next we're gonna see the types of knowledge, right? There are commonly two types of knowledge. As we can see, the explicit knowledge and also the tacit knowledge. Okay, the explicit knowledge is basically the knowledge that has exists physically, that has been documented, that already structured, that we can touch, we can see. For example, books, and then journals, theses, reports, manuals, guidelines, procedures. That is the explicit knowledge that has been documented, right? Easier for us to refer lah. And then the next one is tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is something, the knowledge that resides in our mind, in human mind. Still unstructured, cannot be touched, cannot be seen. Okay, difficult to capture, more difficult to capture as compared to the explicit knowledge. Okay, because it's reside in our mind, in human mind. Okay, for example, our skill, our experience throughout our career, and then our insight, our thoughts, our ideas. Okay, that's the examples of the tacit knowledge. Okay, as we can see in the diagram in the middle, tacit knowledge is 80%, which is lebih banyak, okay, as compared to the explicit knowledge, only 20%. So that's why comes to the importance of we share knowledge, because the more we share our knowledge, the more we can capture the tacit knowledge, which is actually more than explicit knowledge, 80%. Okay. All right. Next one is knowledge management components. What it takes to succeed the knowledge management. Okay. So basically, we have three components in KM. Okay. The first one, the 10% is the technology. Okay. The technology is basically the enabler. The enabler to assist the KM process lah. For example, if we have technology, we can develop a repository, systems, platforms for knowledge sharing, which make the sharing process easier and faster and better. Okay. And the next one is 20% is the learning process, the knowledge sharing process itself. All right. And the highest percentage is at people, which is 70%. Okay, because as we can see just now, the tacit knowledge is bigger than the explicit knowledge, which is 80%. So that's why people has the highest percentage in KM components. Because if there is no people, the sharing process cannot take place, and the technology also will become useless because no one will not gonna use it. Okay. All right. So next one is the importance or the benefits of KM in the organization. Okay, KM in an organization involves the process of determining, organizing, and retaining information, as well as sharing the knowledge and experience among staff and people. Okay, so among the benefits of KM, firstly is to prevent the knowledge loss and build knowledge in the organization. As I mentioned earlier, for example, for staff that maybe will be retired or transfer to the other department, it is important for them to share their knowledge, to transfer their knowledge so that the knowledge will be continually used by other person. Okay, the knowledge will not be lost. Okay, and then number two, the learning and training process can be facilitated and improved. All right. For example, for the new intake staff, maybe she's not really familiar yet with the process, with the workflow and so on. So if there is any guidelines, workflow, manuals, procedures, then it will facilitate her lah in doing their work. In doing her work. Okay. And then number three is of course, if we frequently share our knowledge, ideas, then it will increase the productivity in work, and also the staff will more enjoy in their work. Okay, and then number four, competency and speed in implementing decisions and action. All right. For example, if we have any issues or challenges, usually we will make a meeting or to brainstorm what is the best solution. So we, in the meeting, we will brainstorm and we will sharing ideas. Okay, so that the solution, we will get better solution and in a more quick time lah. Okay, as compared if we only think it by ourselves in silos. Okay, number five, encourage knowledge sharing culture and lifelong learning experience. Number six, also better project management through best practices and lessons learned. All right, for example, if we're gonna do any projects, for example, IT project, if there is any reference or sources that we can refer from previous project, or maybe any lessons, sharing session on lessons learned, so we can learn from previous project, and the possibility to repeat the same mistake can be reduced, right? And then lastly, it also enhances the cooperation among the staff and people, right? Okay, next one. Okay, after we have known the types of knowledge and the importance, the benefits of KM, so how are we going to capture the knowledge, especially the tacit knowledge? Okay, because tacit knowledge is more difficult to capture as compared to explicit knowledge, but that's ways to capture. Okay, so among the tools or methods that we can do to capture the tacit knowledge. If physically, we can do the oral history or interview the experts in certain field. Okay, ask him to share his experience. Okay, and then we learn from his experience. And then number two, we can also do the knowledge sharing or storytelling. We can also do hands-on training or mentoring system. And then we can also do knowledge cafe where everyone brainstorm over one subject, water cooler talk. And then we can also do frequently brainstorming session or meeting, and also community of practice. Community of practice is basically is a community that share one same patient, and they always and frequently communicate and interact with each other to give solution, to think of the solution or enhance any issues. Okay. And then for virtually, we can also do virtual COP. We can do webinars. We can develop any portal, any system to facilitate the knowledge sharing process. And then we can also use the social media platform, and we can also conduct any forums or talks. Right? So basically, these are not only limited to this. The methods not only limited to this. Okay, there are actually many more methods or tools to capture the knowledge. Okay, it actually depends on the suitability of the nature of the organization itself. Right. So before I end my session, I would like to share a little bit. Some activities and initiatives that we have done to support KM in the university. This week. Right, so I think that's all from now, from me. And so now back to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Madam Norfatin, for the informative and fruitful sharing. Hopefully, all of us can understand what is KM and the benefits of implementing KM in our university. If there are any questions from the floor, kindly unmute and turn on the camera to ask the questions. All right, if there is no questions, we will move to the next speaker, Mr. Ameerul Ashraf. Mr. Ameerul will share about the IIUM Knowledge Portal, or I know. The floor is yours, Mr. Ameerul. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, Madam Moderator. Let me share my screen first. Okay, respected Chief Digital Officer IIUM and Champions for Knowledge Connectivity, Professor Datuk Dr. Nobi Pasha Idris, respected Chief Librarian of Darul Hikmah Library IIUM, Madam Yusrina Abu Bakar, and the Library Stock Management, respected knowledge champions from the Center of Studies and Administration Officers, respected colleagues from other departments, and also distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, for on my part for today, I will share on IIUM Knowledge Portal, or known as the IKNOW. Okay, so basically this is the topic that I will cover for today. What is an IKNOW, objective, features of the IKNOW, contribution and also a bit of demonstration on the IKNOW portal. So what is an IKNOW? IKNOW is a portal that we connect relevant knowledge available at IIUM and act as a single searching hub. And also this portal should be made accessible to the IIUM community and the public. For resources that are strictly accessible by the IIUM staff, and authentication login will be imposed. And this project is a joint development project with ITD, library, and also vendor. And the content scope for this portal is crawl within 10 cluster. And the cluster consists of, as you can see over here, rules and policy, explore IIUM policy and also standards. Expert corner, learn about expert profiles, awards and achievement received by IIUM, knowledge resources that are available at the IIUM, research output, research and scholarly publication, SDG and flagship, information related to IIUM SDG and also flagship project, knowledge sharing, IIUM knowledge sharing activities organized by KCDIOM at IIUM, community engagement, history, IIUM corporate memory and archive collection, and also the last one is lesson learn and success story of the IIUM community. Okay, so for the objective, this IKNOW is to connect, as I mentioned earlier, to connect the relevant IIUM knowledge that is scattered and to provide a single search platform for IIUM knowledge, to have easy and also fast access to IIUM knowledge, to support IIUM roadmap, as I mentioned Madam Norfatin earlier, IIUM roadmap for knowledge connectivity initiative, to encourage the proper management of knowledge and also to encourage knowledge sharing among IIUM staff, as their knowledge will be visible and also searchable. Okay, we move to features and the IKNOW. So basically for the IKNOW, once the user make a search, and then the search result normally will appear title, cluster, and also ownership and the description of the content. As example over here, this is the interface for the search result. Once we make a search, and this is the result will appear like this. So on the top left, you can see result form for this cluster for rule and policies about 330 entities. And the admission regulation in the blue color is title of the document. And the number one is referring the cluster, which is rule and policy. And then number two is the ownership of the document, which is Office of Ahmad. And the third one is the level of access lah, which is which can be public access. And the last one is the description of the content. Usually the description of the content we extract itself from uh the document to tell about what is the document all about. Okay, that is for the search result. I will explain later on the demonstration. And then for the search functionality, the user can search normally using two ways, which is the first one is using keyword box, like over here. And the second one can search by cluster icon lah. You can click one by one icon and it will bring to the cluster materials. And then for the filtering features, the user can filter by the category, referring category according to the cluster, and for can filter by the KCDIUM. There's the list of the office that available in IIUM, and also can filter by types, which are audio, photo, document, web page, and also video. Okay, and then for the facets, after we search, as example over here, if the user search keywords under management, the result will appear. And then on the left, you can see they are divided according to the office. As example, for the management, there are 132 materials under management represent from the Kuliah of Economics, and 85 represent from the KCA office. Okay, and then we also cater for special group provided the accessibility punya function. As example, highlight title, highlight links, dyslexia font, letter spacing, line height, and also many more. I will explain on the demonstration after this. Okay. So for the content creation and also contribution, how to share and how to create and share knowledge. So basically for this portal, we are not a repository, which is we are not upload the document. So we are call from the existing website. And then so the content must be visible and accessible through your own website. And this initiative also can instill the knowledge exchange and also can encourage KCWM to promote their knowledge. And then for the scheme for content creation, scheme or metadata, we also already shared to the KM champions and also webmaster before. So this scheme also can be as a guidance to what can be crawled and also can be enlightened for tagging and also categorizing the content to enhance discoverability. So for this metadata and scheme, um, okay, as you can see over here, for knowledge cluster rules and policy, the data source that we crawl to getting the data source or information is from COS and AO website. And what is the metadata or scheme that must be available to make the crawler to crawl the information? They must provide a title, URL, and also content. Content PDF ni the material itself, like policy in the PDF form, and also effective date. So for the knowledge resources, we crawl from IIUM student repository. Basically, the metadata is same, but must will be add one or two others new information regarding to the material itself lah, kesesuaian dia. Ada yang for this student repository, we will add on a subject or abstract and also the kuliah. Okay, for the subscribe online database also same title, author, and subject. For Koha, sama title, URL, content, item types, author, subject, publication, ISBN, and so on. Okay, this is for second cluster. And then for the third cluster is research output. We crawl from IREP. IREP also we the metadata that must be have is title, author, year, abstract. and item types and so on. Same goes to IIUM journal. So for journal, quite different from the other materials because they must provide the title of journal, issue, volume number, date published, title, article, abstract, and so on. And then for the IIUM history mini cluster, we crawl from iArchive, sama juga, title, URL, author, date created, and also expert corners, we crawl from IIUM staff directory. We crawl all the scheme that exists in the staff directory lah. As example, designation, position, academic qualification, expert of profile, and also area of specialization. For awards and achievement, as for now, there is no data source. For those and also for SDG, flagship, and also SDG and flagship. As for now, we crawl from these two websites. But we are not sure this website is still maintained or active. And then we encourage for those office who conduct the SDG or flagship program, you also can upload and visible the program through your own website so that we can crawl all the information regarding the SDG and flagship in future. And for the knowledge sharing, we crawl from YouTube channel. Most of the office in IIUM, they have their own YouTube channel. So we crawl the metadata from that data source, YouTube channel. And lastly, second, on the community engagement, community engagement, there is no data source. And also lesson learned. As for now, there is no data source. Okay, this is the metadata for the KM champion and also webmaster lah. Okay. So for the content management, as I mentioned earlier, we crawl from the existing KCDIUM website. And for this material, it consists of photo, videos, document, and web page. Okay, next is demonstration. I will show the demonstration on using the I know. Okay, so as we can see over here, this is the interface of the I know portal. On the right top, you can see is about I know. Basically, we explain a little bit on what is I know and what is the cluster that consists in the I know. Okay, for contact us, you can use this column or function to make any inquiry and to our team. Okay, so on the left side, or you can see over here, social media will bring to the library's social media accounts. This is the keyword that I said earlier. So for user, you can make a search by using this keyword box or by clicking at the each of the icons lah. So kalau if you make a searching by using the keyword, it will cover the result page for all cluster. Uh, Compared to if you click if you click using this cluster, it will bring on specific for cluster rules and policy only. Okay, I will make a demo. Let's say we search for management. Okay, management. So over here you can see there are 45,685 results that related to management. So you can filter according to our filter box over here. Let's say you want to search knowledge sharing, so we will narrow down to knowledge sharing and click apply. So the result will reduce to 93 lah, according to the category we will choose. And you also can use the facet on the left side. Let's say we click to IIBF, Institute of Islamic Banking, and we will narrow down to six result. Okay, this is for the search keyword. And then let's say for the rules policy, by clicking on the cluster, this is focused on rules and policy only. And then we also can filter using the facet. This is on the left side, you can see there are 173 of Office KCA and 48 MSD policy. So we click on the MSD. So, ITD. And then there are 35 policies on ITD, and we can click one. It will bring directly to the policy itself, like this. Okay. Same goes to history. History currently there are 622 600 plus result, and the owner only extract from DaHL library. And then we click over here, and then let's say we want to filter for video, and then apply. It will come out nine result, and we can click either one. Let's say click for Dato' Tahir. It will bring for this video. Okay. Uh, uh, okay, that is for searching using the cluster. And then as I mentioned earlier, accessibility function over here, you can choose according what you want for cater the special group lah. As example, letter spacing, line height, font weight, height saturation, low saturation, and many more. Monochrome, and then you can reset over here by clicking this button. So yes, I think that's all for me. Back to Madam Moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ameerul, for the introduction of IKNOW. We hope that everyone can try and access the portal at your convenience time. Next, we will move to the third speaker, Madam Rasyidah, who will be talking about the importance of archives management. The mic is yours, Madam.
Okay, thank you, Madam Maisarah. So allow me to share my screen first. So today, I would like to share on the importance of archive management. So this is the outline of my presentation today. I will cover on the sorry. Sorry for the technical issues. We'll try to share the screen. Okay. Okay. So I will cover on the importance of archives management. And there's 5 main topics for this session. So I will start with the introduction and why the archive management matters, and also touch on the benefits and the activities that support the archive management. And also I will share the best practices and also the challenges on the implementation of the archive management. Right. So di sini sebagai mukadimah, I would like to highlight the speech of former rector Prof. Syed Arabi Aidid during IIUM 25-year celebration on July 2007. He said, after 25 years of existence, no deliberate effort has been made to safeguard and preserve the history, development, and achievement of IIUM. So this become one of the pressing reason for the establishment of the IIUM is the archives. All right. So before we go to the introduction, I would like to share on the archive journey because we are started on July 2007. The operation is directly under the Office of Director with the appointment of an archivist, Tuan Syed Salim Agha, our former Chief Librarian. So the temporary space of the office is in the Kuliah of Engineering. At the time, the strength of the staff consists of 2 staff, 1 archivist and 1 librarian. So on January 2009, a separate budgetary provision was made available for the archives. Then University Archive moved to Banglo next to Estate Jalan Duta, and then on to 2011, University Archive was restructured under the library with close down of budgetary provision for archives. Then in 2016, UA was renamed as Archive and Record Management Unit under KM section. And from 2021 to present, it was renamed to Archives Unit under KM and Repository section. All right. So I would like to highlight the major activities of Archive Unit. So we are focusing on the archives management, which is managing the archive, includes the archive gallery, and also coordinating the retention and disposal of IIUM records. All right, so for the introduction, I would like to define archives and also the archive management. So archive basically refer to the collection of historical records and documents that have been preserved and organized for their long-term value and significance. This record can include administrative document, correspondence photograph that capture the history, activities, and institutional memory of an organization. So for the archive management, it is the process of systematically organizing, preserving, and providing access to the historical records and archive of an institution. All right, so the key word for the archive management is the penyusunan dan kita buat pemeliharaan dan kita menyediakan akses kepada rekod-rekod yang ada nilai yang bernilai sejarah lah. Alright. So dalam pengurusan arsip kita sebenarnya tertakluk kepada Akta 629 Akta Arsip Negara 2003 iaitu suatu akta untuk mengadakan peruntukan bagi pewujudan, pemerolehan, jagaan, pemeliharaan, penggunaan dan pengurusan arsip awam dan rekod awam dan perkara lain yang berkaitan dengannya lah. Alright. So kalau kita bercakap tentang kepentingan pengurusan arsip, so memang kita kena menjawab lah soalan kenapa arsip, why archive management matters. So archive management ni is to ensure organizational accountability and transparency in supporting decision making and policy management. It also to facilitate research and scholarly activities by ensuring preservation and accessibility of critical records. And it also contributes to cultural heritage and understanding by preserving cultural heritage and collective memory. So in case of our organization, memang kita sebagai nak preserve lah kiranya memory sesuatu institusi lah. Alright. Okay, so for the key components of archive management, it consists of 4 components, 4 main components. So firstly, it deals with the acquisition and also appraisal of record, pemerolehan dan juga penilaian record. So once we receive the submission, we have to appraise or we have to evaluate the record first. And then once it has been appraised, Then we have to organize, and also we do some processing or cataloging or indexing the archive material. To make the records endure and long lasting, we have to do preservation preservation for both formats, physical and digital records, and then we have to provide access and reference services. All right. So in terms of benefits for the archive management, we can improve the organizational efficiency and productivity, and we have to stay compliant with the legal and regulatory requirement to enhance our historical research and understanding, and we can increase public trust and engagement. So memang dari segi benefit kita akan banyak dia akan dari segi continuous improvement, dan juga kita akan mewujudkan networking and collaboration lah. Alright. So antara activities yang that support the archive management, we have divide into the policy and procedure development. So aktiviti yang terlibat dalam policy and procedure development is reviewing IIUM archive policy, and then we develop guides on handling archive material. We also create forms for archive requests and submission of digital items. So in terms of acquisition, appraisal, and arrangement and description, we manage print photos and document, preparing oral history video teaser, as Brother Ameerul has demonstrated just now, and we do managing iArchive repository. All right. So for access and outreach, we do a lot of promotion in terms of poster, and also we do a collaboration between OCAP and in terms of displaying exhibition, and we have setting our own archive gallery room. Right. So in terms of the best practices of archive management, it more on the project initiation. This one we are highlighting our iArchive project. In terms of governance and continuous improvement, we do reviewing, and also we create more procedure and guidelines to ease our process, and also we are doing a session for sharing session, also advocacies for our community to well known about our process. And then this is I want to highlight some of our best practices. This one is for last year initiative. So we are having the launching of iArchives and Archive Gallery. The launching ni telah disempurnakan oleh kita punya Rector, Prof. Zulkifli Abdul Razak. Dan kita telah, Archive Gallery kita sebenarnya telah beroperasi starting 1st June 2023. So dan juga untuk alhamdulillah juga kami dah kiranya mendapat tempat pertama lah untuk kita telah menyertai anugerah pertandingan poster terbaik tahun 2022, sempena seminar amalan terbaik pengurusan rekod Arkib dan Galeri Universiti, dan juga sempena Minggu Arkib Antarabangsa anjuran UiTM. So ini adalah antara inisiatif lah yang kami dah jalankan pada tahun lepas. So untuk sebenarnya dari segi challenges of archive management, it's basically the global challenges lah. Rasanya semua proses pun akan berdepan dengan cabaran yang sama. So firstly, the rapid growth of digital records and data. So archives ni sebenarnya kita dah macam untuk untuk dengan teknologi, dengan kepesatan teknologi, memang kita akan berdepan dengan not just the physical records but also the digital. So in terms of budget, we do have a problem with limited resources and funding, especially when we have to do nak tak nak memang preservation kita kena buat lah. And sebagaimana yang kita maklum, memang cost untuk preservation tu memang sangat tinggi lah. So in terms of access and privacy, we need to strike a balance between access and privacy concern. Sometimes record arkib ni bila memang dia adalah terdiri daripada record confidential record, record yang terperangkat lah, maksudnya dia ada confidential, dia ada level of confidential yang ni lah, maksudnya sama ada kita nak allow information tu to be shared dan setakat mana kita boleh, maksudnya kita boleh share lah benda tu. Alright. Okay. So as a conclusion, the management and preservation of the university's archive is a vital endeavour that deserve full recognition and support. So memang kita perlukan sokongan daripada pihak manajemen lah sebagai dalam kita safeguarding university's institutional memory and historical legacy. Memang kadang-kadang kita rasa macam arkib ni ialah kita deal dengan rekod-rekod yang tak aktif, rekod-rekod yang close record, jadinya kadang-kadang kita memandang sepi lah, maksudnya kita menganggap ialah kita nak betulkan perspeksi dan juga kita nak create awareness daripada kadang-kadang hanya sekeping dokumen tu dia mengandungi nilai sejarah yang kita kena preserve. Alright. Okay, so in this opportunity, I would like to promote our archives gallery at Darul Hikmah Library. Okay. So this is the archives gallery team. Inilah wajah-wajah staff yang man the archive gallery. So kita punya operating hours is Monday and Thursday from 10 to 12:30. Then we have a break. Then start at 2:30 to 4:30. So during Friday, we open from 10 to 12 and after break 2:45 to 4:30. So we are close our operation during weekend and also public holiday. All right. So okay, thank you for your attention. Oh, okay. So okay, all right. Okay, I pass over to our Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Madam Rasyidah, for sharing the importance of archives management. All right, before we proceed to the next speaker, as we can see, we have one question from the Zoom participants, which is from Madam Engku Norulizati. The question is, the archive unit involves record storage. Does the archive unit also provide a file or record disposal service involving the entire IIUM? Okay, Madam Rasyidah, get back to you.
Okay, Sister Engku Nurul, we do provide the disposal service, but for today's session, we just focusing on the archive management. Is it answerable? Is it okay? Is it clear to you, Sister Nurul? I think we will have a separate discussion on the record disposal and the records management. If you want to know details on the disposal, yes, Sister Engku.
Is it we also offer this service, disposal?
Sorry, Madam Engku Nurul, can you please repeat the question? Or maybe you can paste at the chat box. It's okay. Maybe we can proceed to the at the end of our session for the Q&A session. Now we proceed to the Final speaker, Ms. Farah, who will be sharing about the IIUM Archive Repository or iArchives. Please take over, Ms. Farah.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, Madam Maisarah. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, wait for a while. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to respected Chief Digital Officer IIUM and Champion for Knowledge Connectivity, Prof. Datuk Dr. Nobit Bashar Idris, respected Chief Librarian of Dar Al-Hikmah Library, Madam Yusrina Abu Bakar, respected knowledge champions from the Center of Studies and Administration Officers, respected colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much, everyone, for staying with us till the final part of the sharing session for today. So for this session, I will be sharing more on the overview of IIUM Archives Repository, or commonly known as iArchives. Okay. This sharing session will cover on several parts, which include introduction, background of the project, benefits and impacts of the project, features of iArchives, way forward of iArchives, and the last part, I will be demonstrating on the usage of iArchives. Okay, so what it is all about? iArchives is actually a digital library that allows users to store, organize, and access their digital assets. It is also a tool for managing large collections of files, such as images, videos, and documents. iArchives use ResourceSpace, which is an open source digital asset management system. Since it is an open source technology, it is free to use and customizable. Okay, a little bit of the background of the project. Before this, before using iArchives, the office used the media bank called Salem, which has been existence since 2013. But since it does not have any maintenance service, because the company that deployed the system does not sell or support the system anymore, this has give challenge for us to store the materials such because it does not support digital objects such as video and audio recordings, where our office has a lot of materials that include documents, video and audio recordings. It has given obstacle to us. Therefore, after a lot of discussion and considerations, Dar Al-Hikmah Library has opted for ResourceSpace, which is an open source web-based system where it is more flexible and it is able to cater various formats such as photographs, audio, video recordings, and also document. By using ResourceSpace, we are also able to share the resources with a wider audience, IIUM community. And since this is a flexible web-based and user-friendly system, we can access it from anywhere and anytime. Okay. So this is the project milestone, the journey of iArchives. We started the project initiation in May to August 2021 and project documentations in October to November 2021. And in October 2021 to April 2022, we had the project execution. We proceed with project progress meetings and discussion in January to April 2022. And we closed the project in May 2022. And Alhamdulillah, in June 2022, we go live at www.iarchives.iium.edu.my. Okay. a little bit on the benefits and impacts of the project. As for the location, it provides a centralized location for storing and managing digital assets, where it eliminates the need for multiple storage solutions. So Alhamdulillah, by using iArchive, we were able to store all the materials in one place, and it is easier access for all. As for the cost, it has allowed us to reduce operating costs and system maintenance costs, and it also has reduced dependency on vendors. And in terms of flexibility, the system is customizable, and it allows us to tailor it to our specific needs and workflows. It is also flexible access for all staff and easier for us to do our work irrespective of location and time. Overall, Alhamdulillah, it has increased productivity and improved collaboration among team members. Okay, this is a bit on the features of our iArchives, or the component of iArchive. For the sharing resources, by using iArchives, resources to be shared with other users, as well as to allow greater flexibility of use in IIUM. Second one, in terms of administrative management, the staff, we can update, edit, and delete iArchives content and manage archive resources. It also has search function, where it allows users to search all content in iArchives. And the search function also have basic search and also advanced search. For this one, I will demonstrate it later. Okay, for iArchives also have watermark feature, where this feature, it will place the watermark image in a tiling pattern over any preview images generated for each resource. iArchives also provides online access to worldwide users. Okay, next one. This is the iArchives way forward. Our team wish to do system enhancement, where upgrading to the latest version of the system for better user experience. We wish to do a lot of improvement after this to facilitate a lot more materials in the future. And also, apart from that, we also wish to do training, where we to organize awareness training to relevant parties and knowledge owners. For this one, let's say if any of the officers or individual interested to learn more, so you can reach out to us. Okay, so we will be offering the training to you. Yes. Next one, we also will do more on awareness campaign, where we conduct awareness campaign to IIUM community. One of the effort is like today's session, we wish to reach to wider IIUM community to use the iArchives more. Okay. So that's it for the first part on the overview of the iArchives. The next part, I will share on the iArchives demonstration. Okay, so to go to iArchives, you can use any search browser that you would like. You can just type in iArchives IIUM, and usually the one appear at the top, that is ours, the iArchives. So you can click there. For IIM students and staff, you can use this login. Okay, this is the login for me. So it will show this web page, and you just click here for iArchives main page. It will bring you here. So this is the interface. Okay, from left, this is the logo of iArchives. And this is the featured collection. This is recent tab, contribution and contact us. This is the interface for myself, which is an admin to the system. For public users and IIUM community, I will show to you later. Okay, so for me, I will show on the searching part. So on the right side, we have search area. For the top, this is the basic search. For example, you want to search for establishment order, let's see. So you just type it in the search bar and you click the search button. And this is the search result that will appear based on the keyword that we have put just now. So we can see there are a few types of materials there. We have PDF document and also we have in image JPEG. Okay. Okay, for example, if we want to look clearer, you can just click there and it will appear larger. So on the right side, we can see there are a few buttons there. Okay, so to know more on the materials or the resource, you can scroll down and this is the little bit information about the material or what we call as metadata. So we have the summary about the document or the material. We also have significant value of the resource to the IIUM community. We also let you know where its location. Usually it is in our office. And other thing that may facilitate to your needs. Okay, so like you can see here on the right side, the button for me, because I am the admin, it says here download or view in browser. But for IIM community, so I will log out. Okay, so after logging out, this is the example for IIUM community. Let's say we search it back, establishment order. Okay, so we search and it will appear like this, same like before. But here it will appear as request. Okay, so for all of you that wanted to access to this material, you will need to click the request button and the system will prompt to us to our office or to the administrator. We will see your request and if there is no issue, we will allow you to look at the materials. Okay, so that's is one sample on the searching method. So we also have several types of materials, which includes photo, document, video, and audio. You can see from here, from our featured collection. Okay, we have 8 featured collection. We have early development of IIUM campuses. We have establishment of IIUM. We have IIUM artifact. We have IIUM awards and recognition. We have IIUM convocation ceremony, IIUM in news, oral history of IIUM, and the proclamation of IIUM constitutional head. Okay, so let's say you want to see this one, early development. These are some of the materials that are available to be accessed by you. Okay, so for example, this image, we have the main image at the top and several other images that are related to the program or to the materials that you have clicked. Okay. All right. So apart from image, we also have document. Okay, like this one. Okay, so if you wanted to see the whole document, you will need to request the materials. Okay, apart from that, we also have others featured collection. Okay, for videos, we have oral history video that have been shown before by Mr. Ameerul. Okay, we also have advanced search if you would like to use it. Okay. And also, if you have any inquiries, you can go here at the contact us area. So this is our location and our phone number if you would like to call and ask anything. We also have email. Okay. Okay. I think that's all from me on the archives sharing. Thank you very much all for allowing me to share more on the archives. Back to you, Madam Moderator.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Farah, for sharing about iArchives. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the question and answer session. You are welcome to ask question and kindly unmute and turn on the camera to ask the question, or you can paste the question to the chat box in Zoom or YouTube channel. Or maybe if you have any further inquiries or questions, please do not hesitate to contact our speaker after the session.
Assalamualaikum, Madam Moderator.
All right, we have maybe questions from participants in Zoom. Madam Ozaliati,
I just wish
to ask
to
question. Please welcome.
ask regarding archival of student activities and also the kuliah activities. So since I observed that there is no continuity of information or records keeping in terms of previous activities. So would it be okay if this archive what do you call archive system to be used by the system by the students as well?
Madam Azhar, for the time being, we have decided not to open to the student. So, according to our experience with the previous system, IIUM, so we do face a lot of problem when we have to do some filtering, and also we have to do a lot of quality checking. So we decided to control the system to our staff only, so to avoid the previous problems and issues that we faced before.
Thank you, Madam Rasyidah. All right, since is there any other questions from the participants from Zoom or YouTube channel? Anyone? If there is no question, I think maybe it's come to the end of our session. All right. Thank you very much to all our speakers. Indeed, it's a very informative and interesting sharing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we end the session, we would like to take photos from participants in Zoom. Kindly turn on the camera. Okay. Okay, ready? For page 1. Okay, it's okay. Okay, ready? Okay, first page. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Page 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Page 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, page 3. Sorry. Have to wait for a while. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Page 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Page 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you everyone. Also, we would appreciate if you can take a moment to fill out the evaluation form provided at the chat box. Well, that's wrap up for our session today. On behalf of Dar Al Hikmah Library, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the respected speakers for their sharing of knowledge. It is hoped that it will benefit all participants. Our appreciation to all participants for your time and wonderful participation in today's session. We would also like to apologize for any shortcomings and inconvenience caused. Hope to meet again in the next program and wish you all a pleasant day. Let's end our session today with the recitation of Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Asr.